Uh, I just looked up Patreon because I always heard YouTubers using Patreon. I don't need Patreon. Um, and the content you're getting is pretty much everything I'm going to put out. Um, Patreon is really just for people that um, can't support what they're doing. Um, they're they're working. They're not working. They're producing YouTube content, and um, it goes against my belief that if you believe something to be good, why hold it back? And so, if I was to be a part of Patreon, I'd have to hold back stuff and put it into a special channel that people would pay to get access to. And I would get, I mean, if I was falling on hard times, I might join Patreon, but I'm not. So it's not an issue. Um, if I guess the best thing that I could do that would be close to it, but not yet, would be to put up a PayPal, like a little PayPal thing. Pay me here. And but Patreon is really kind of recognizing that people don't go out of their way to, as Christians, the Bible says, give to a man what his works are worth, and don't muzzle the ox. And so the idea is that if you live by the Bible, then people would be paid for their works and things like that, and you wouldn't need to have patrons or whatever. Um, but it's not the case, and they're. But the thing is that in such kinds of things, I would wonder if the person who's giving you money would have some say in what it is you produce, or and you can lose or gain those people. Um, are you? I mean, you have to pay into Patreon to get its services, and I would have to wonder, what exactly. I might just join it just to see what it does, but I don't see much point in doing it because I don't know. It's like yet another thing, that these YouTubers that are trying to become more professional and trying to produce more professional videos and trying to create cookie cutter intellect and stuff like that. Maybe if I would put my stuff into a cookie cutter shape, I think it would be better if people who are YouTubers to maybe collect some of my information and integrate it, or use it or not, or I don't know, come up with their own content, because I mean, information's out there, and you know where you get your knowledge from. Probably best from those guys that are giving the cookie cutter knowledge up, but I'm giving up ideas, and ideas that haven't been proven or anything like that. I could probably be doing this for some company. They'd be like making a lot of money off of what I know, but I'm not really. I kind of can see what the world's going to, and I don't want to be a part of it. So that's the thing, is it says in the Bible we're in the world but not of the world. But also, if you can see where the world is and you don't want to be a part of it, that's fine. And I'll use Face app. I'll let those guys use my face, but since I'm presenting to everybody that I'm not really into commercial stuff, if they ever saw me in an advertisement, they would know that it's not me, because I don't do advertisements. I'm kind of into socialism a little bit. Now, if I lose my source of income and I'm not able to do it, then yeah, I'd probably show up in advertisements, and I would be saying what anybody wanted me to say, and I'd be doing whatever anybody wanted me to do, because that would be the only way that I could get paid, um, and the only way I could survive. And that's the reason why the world is the way it is because everybody is just surviving. And if anybody bestows good, they're going out of their way to do it, and they're risking it. They're risking their livelihood to do it. I'm not really risking anything because my source of income is steady. And if more people had steady sources of income, you know, with what this guy Andrew Yang has been suggesting, I think is his name, who has suggested for um, for America to give everybody a steady source of income, it would actually reduce the amount of corruption in the continent because people wouldn't have any reason to really, they wouldn't be working to survive. They would be um, just trying to survive and gain security. If the country was to support its people and give them the necessary resources to survive and be, then it would be a lot easier for them to. It would take the stress off. They'd be able to think more clearly, and they would be able to go out and get work that uses their talents, and they'd be able to develop their talents because they're less concerned about their livelihood. They'll be more, but they won't get a whole lot of money. It won't be enough for them to like really survive, but it'll be enough to just survive. Okay, that they can, that they won't be able to sit around and they'll get bored with their existence. They won't have like lots of stuff like I do, to you know. But the thing is there's some people that do need that can do that. There are artists. Artists don't get paid very well. They only get paid per work they do, and it's in large amounts, and they have to budget in order to smooth it out. But so I think the thing is do something like Andrew Yang, where everybody gets a steady income, but it's not enough to live on, not complete to live nice on. It's enough to live on. So it would be enough for somebody to be able to get a place and eat, and basically eat. So what it probably do is enough to, and it would be adjusted by where they were wanting to live, and it would determine what kind of food they could get. So the government would have to adjust it. It wouldn't be a steady income. It wouldn't be everybody gets the same amount. It would be, I would think, it would have to be adjusted. But then again, maybe the same across the board. If you knew that everybody was getting paid a certain amount, then it would change the way cities look at constructing their setup. There would be special housing places where people would create housing, where they would say, and we accept, and so the thing is that the standard income probably will come in the form of a special currency, a digital currency, and that currency can be used for living situations. It can't be used for buying Maseratis or buying luxury things. That could only be done with stuff that you got from other money sources. So that's probably the way to do it, is to do it in such a way that people can only use it on a particular type of use. Kind of like how WIC credits are used in grocery stores, but it probably wouldn't be WIC. It would be a general credit system that would be given to everybody in America as an equal amount per state, probably based on certain fluctuations and whatever, and people would work their way up. Most people would probably end up in general cities would probably have a certain amount of people that could live there with that credit system. And so that would force people to live all through the country rather than all in one city, okay? And then that would increase the general upkeep of those cities and of the buildings, because people would be occupying them. And in the places where there isn't enough people, where there's like ghost towns, they would fill up with people who couldn't live because they didn't have enough money. They'd be forced to live in parts of the country that are not forced to live, but it would give them the capacity to find places where they could get that credit input and live, and then they could develop stores and create an industry there that would improve the occupation of the land with the people coming in, and then we could take in more people.